Hiya everyone, it's Frank here at FC.Liverpool. This is what we're all about. This is what it's all about. FC.Liverpool. It's going to be everything, just talking Liverpool. And I'm sitting here absolutely freezing. Freeze. So what's wrong with this weather? I should be living in Barbados or somewhere, where it's always hot. Anyway, I've got my great guest on here. I've got the Shankly boy himself, and there he is. There he is, George Scott. Hiya, George.
Hiya, Frank. Nice to see you.
Oh, and you. Have you had a good weekend?
Yeah, had a good weekend. Yeah, you're looking as if you're well wrapped up against the cold there. You look like an Eskimo.
Do you know what, George? I'm freezing. Honestly, it's been freezing since Sunday. Because I don't know what I had, a little chill or something, and it wasn't too good.
Yeah,
Anyway, I'm a lot better, but I'm still freezing.
You've got to keep your temperature up. It's important.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've got one coat on. I've got this coat on, so that's what it's all about.
Well, I've got a thermal vest on, so you can't see it.
I wish I had a thermal vest on. I've got a big. I bought myself a couple of weeks ago when I was out with Francie, and a big packet it is. A big house, them house coats, man's one. Got one of them. Great it is. Ted's warm, sitting there, like a big couch potato, watching the TV with this on, and it's really good. But what we'll be talking about tonight, George, if you don't mind, is obviously the game at the weekend, the Fulham game. We'll be talking about that. And I'll just say this, George, honestly. I'll just say this. When I was watching it, and when Trent got that winner, I've never jumped out the couch so quick. I couldn't believe it. It was unbelievable. It was one of the best. I don't know. We've had some great games, some brilliant European nights. You know that.
Yeah.
But that last 30 seconds, we're in 30 seconds from being 3-2 down. That's all it was. 30 seconds, when Endo scored that equaliser, Trent scored and the winner. Incredible.
Well, I wasn't at the game because my son and my grandsons had the tickets for the Cup. I let them have them. So I was listening on the radio because it wasn't on television. And when we're getting in the last 10 minutes, when they scored the third goal, I'm picturing it in my mind. I'm thinking, here we go again. We're going to throw this away. And then about 10 minutes later, I thought I was heading for Broad Green. I was jumping up and down like a jackrabbit.
I think if I was having that aneurysm, what I had a couple of years ago, I wouldn't be waking up at all.
Yeah, well, I had a 5-way heart bypass. I thought I was in line for another one, But I'll tell you what, Frank, aren't we lucky to be supporting a club like this and a team like this? How many clubs have had the thrills we've had with all these comebacks and from the last minute and wins against Dortmund, Barcelona, Spurs just recently with Jota, and this one again now? It's incredible, wonderful.
Absolutely, and this is what it's all about, and it is incredible. And don't forget, George, from last season, we are only gelling. We're still yelling, and we're second in the league, if you think about it. And we were cheated out of the Tottenham game, as everybody knows. And that fella, the referee, he's been found out, especially with the Manchester City game the other day.
Yeah.
He's been found out. What a useless, referee he is, and he should be banned, in my opinion.
We've got a better goal difference than Arsenal as well,
Yes.
We've scored more goals than them. So if we get the level points, we'd be top of the league.
Yes. Yeah, I totally agree. I'll just say hello to our people who follow us, okay?
Absolutely, yeah. Go on.
Thanks, George. Good evening, Frank. Hope you're feeling better. Thank you, Charlie Wood. Thank you. Norman, good evening, Frank and George. Enjoying reading your book, George.
Yeah, some
Nice.
good memories in there for you. Some good memories in there for you.
And Charlie says, good evening, George.
Hiya, Charlie. Good evening.
Brian Edley, good evening, lads. How are we? Get round to Frank's, George, with a few hot whiskey.
I've been round. They gave me a bottle of whiskey, so I've had a few whiskies. I'm halfway through the bottle now.
At least you drank it. At least you drank it, George. That's the main thing. Stephen Snape, hello everyone. Hope you're all well and warm. I've got the eating on full tilt with my Liverpool dressing gown on. Here's to some ice cold analysis from a red hot game. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
There's JK. Evening, Frank and George. Hope you're feeling better. I won't be on today, Frank, because of my mic device. I'm waiting for a new one, and then there will be no problems with my sound.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Good
lovely?
man.
Isn't he great?
JK. Yeah.
You
Super.
know, JK. He is a super lad and a super red, by the way. Arthur Schofield, evening, Frank and George. Guess we are all in good spirits after the game's result. We could be on our way. We'll be talking about that, Arthur. And Norman carries on. It's because we are real and original people's club. It's in our DNA to fight. Oh, that's a good comment, isn't
Absolutely.
it?
Absolutely is.
And Charlie says we've got him refereeing the game tomorrow.
Oh.
I didn't know that. I'm being honest. And Shane McGowan with his 2 pints evening, lads. That's our pints. That's our pints for the night. So listen, George. Going back to the Fulham game. If I might. And let's be honest. Those 3 goals. And I'm going to just ask you a simple question. I'm going to ask. Do you think Kelleher should have saved at least 2 of those goals?
Yes, I do. I do actually. Yeah, yeah. I don't think I'm not going to have a go at Kelleher because he's a brilliant goalkeeper. He's a good understudy, and he's never let us down in the past. I think he was caught a bit cold by Wilson's goal. Went in quite quick, but nonetheless, it was a bit scrambly and he's a bit unlucky. And maybe he was just a little bit unlucky. I mean, I wouldn't put too much down on the lad. I think he'll come okay again tomorrow. Goalkeepers, that can happen to goalkeepers, but yeah, I do think he would say himself probably that he should have saved. I would say both of them, yeah.
Well, Klopp's come out and said that, nothing about Kelleher. He was asked about the injury to Alisson, and he said he's a game away or something like that, but I'll be more happier with Alisson in goal and being honest.
We all will, Frank, because he's probably the greatest goalkeeper in the world.
Yes, that's in my opinion, your opinion, and all the Reds as well. Every Red I know, or every Red I've spoken to, have said the same. He's the best goalkeeper. He really is. And I'm going to say something that, a lot of people might go, "Oh, behave yourself." I've always said that Ray Clements was the greatest goalkeeper we ever had. I think this fella's taken over the mantle. I really do. And I'm going to ask you now about Trent Arnold. I'm going to ask you about him. Now, when I was looking at him the other day, I was following him. And do you know who he reminded me of, especially when Gomez came on? Who he reminded me of was Xabi Alonso and Steven Gerrard. That's who he rolled into one, especially with the passes. He was so cool with his passes, just lofting them, putting them through, putting them over. And that was Xabi Alonso did it constantly. Steven Gerrard did it constantly, but Steven was more over the top and, big long passes, and he does that. But the little depth passes as well that Xabi did, that's what reminded me of, Trent. That's who he reminded me of with those lovely depth passes. I think he's an unbelievable player,
He is.
especially if he's in midfield. What do
But
you think?
he's still only a young player as well. He's not. I mean, and he's like a leader on the pitch now. He's like a Gerrard was for us in his prime. He's beginning to take control. And you're right with some of the passes. He reminds me of a quarterback in American football. I mean, he pings these balls across the pitch. He drives the ball through the middle. He lays it into the. It's just brilliant. He's really gone through a wonderful spell of form. And he's good in midfield. He's more beneficial in midfield, but it's difficult at the moment because you've
Yeah,
already got these other 3 or 4 boys in midfield, and who do you leave out?
yeah, true enough. Well, there's Norman. He says, I do think more than any part of the team, the keeper and the back four needs continuity and stability. I think that's a very good shout
Yeah,
as well. It really is, because we are, no matter what, albeit that they were scrappy goals
yeah,
versus Fulham. Uh, they still need. I tell you one thing. What goal was it? I forget what goal. I think it was. I don't know what goal it was, but it was Gomez. It was their third. It
yeah. The
was
third goal. Yeah,
Gomez was so slow getting over to it. He should have blocked him. He should have
yeah,
got right over to him in his face, but he
yeah.
didn't. And
It was a
you look
scrappy
at,
goal, wasn't it? A scrappy goal, and
oh,
the second was even more scrappy from the
oh,
corner.
yeah,
That was a really awful goal to lose. Really, there was no excuse for that. The third goal again. I mean, I thought Simikas had a really good game, but
yeah.
he didn't get off the ground. And he
No, he
didn't see
didn't.
the lad
He
behind
did.
him, who's not a big lad, and he got above it and nodded it in. And I think if he looked back at that, he would be disappointed.
Well, I think he was, and he did have a great game as well. He
Yeah,
really did have a great game. Nothing got past him, and he was bombing up, and he was putting the crosses in. He was really, really good. The unfortunate thing about that, though, as you said, George, he couldn't get off the ground for some reason,
yeah,
and you see the disappointment, especially with Virgil. When he see
yeah,
it go in, and as I said, but Joe, have a look at it as a game, because there are some replays on that YouTube thing, and have a look at him, and he should have been right. So he was in the area,
yeah,
Joe, and he should have gone right, and he stands back,
yeah,
letting them cross the ball. He should never have allowed them to cross the ball so accurately to
yeah,
that lad at the back of Samikas.
yeah.
But
Should have
that's
moved out quick and closed it down. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Frank.
well, Brian Headley says, lads, I'll get out of the way. Great win. It's what we do. But the defending was absolutely atrocious. Sleepwalking. Why can't the defenders keep up the same electricity and passion and will to win, the will to win for every ball as the rest of the team? They switch off too many times, far too lazy. And that's what Brian,
Yeah,
you can't argue with that. And Stephen says, if there's a better goalkeeper than Allison, he's not playing on this planet. I agree. He surpassed Clemens and Ray had very few peers. And he did, he did.
yeah, he did. And
And Norman, as you think the back four is part of any side that needs stability and continuity. At the moment, that
yeah,
is not there with Allison and Robertson out, and now Matip.
that's a really good point, that Frank, because we have had a lot of changes in the back four. Robertson out, Matip comes in, Kanate comes in, Kwanzaa comes in, Trent moves into midfield, Gomez comes in. It's not been settled, that back four, for quite a while.
No, it hasn't. I think that's a very good point that you just made, to be honest. Because we've always had a settled back four, haven't we?
Yeah,
We've always had a settled back four, but this season, for some reason, we haven't. And now there's Matip. He's gone now. He's out. Matip's out. So now you've got Konate, who will be taking over. He'll just be there all the time. And when there's some games that he's not available, I think we've got this young Kwanzaa.
yeah, it might be an opportunity for him. It might be an opportunity for him to earn his and he's studs, because his time is about coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Every game I've seen him in.
Yeah, he's never made a mistake.
Yeah, every game I've seen him, he's impressed me, George.
Class player.
It's absolutely. As I said, about Matip, I think this is the end of him now, because he was going at the end of the season, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And he's going to be out. As Klopp said himself, it doesn't look good. And
No, it's a long-term injury, it looks like, doesn't it? He doesn't recover quickly normally anyway, does he?
Yeah. And Herbert Lom's brother, I love this, Herbert Lom's brother. Evening, boys. I'm shocked you said about Clements. If it goes on honours, 3 European Cups, and I don't know if you remember Clements making any mistakes. You're right, but honestly, you're right.
Yeah.
But the point is, it's turns into a modern game, the modern game today. And I just feel that, I really do. I grew up with Clements. I was watching Clements. He was an unbelievable keeper. He really was. And there was no one better. And when he wasn't picked for the England game and Shilton came in, I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe how you keep out. To me, he was one of the best in the world at the time. Far better than Shilton, Peter Shilton.
Yeah.
Far better than him. But I honestly think that this fella, don't forget Herbert Lom's brother. Don't forget that what you had. He had 10 players in front of him who were all world class. They were that was one of the greatest teams ever on the planet. And Alisson hasn't played in every player hasn't been world class in front of him. Every player. We've had great world class players. Even today, we've got world class players, but not every one are world class. And that's what he has a fantastic defense. I remember being in a documentary with Tommy Schmidt, and we were chatting. I was chatting about Clemo, and he said, "You know what?" He said, "We kept them out." He said, our defence kept any opposition out, and they had to shoot from 25 to 30 yards out, and we knew that he couldn't be beaten, Clem. That's why he was great. And I think in one season, George, correct me if I'm wrong, he only let 16 goals in.
Yeah, you're correct. Yeah.
42
I would
goals.
say, Frank, there's not a piece of paper between them.
No.
They're both wonderful goalkeepers, world-class, brilliant goalkeepers. You're right about the modern game. The modern game, people tend to focus on that and maybe forget a little about the past heroes, when we're talking. But he was an unbelievable goalkeeper, like you said. So is Alisson. So let's say to Herbert Lom's brother, we're not arguing about it, really. It's basically sort of not much in it. Both brilliant.
No, absolutely. And Brian says, agreed, lads, Costas was the best defender yet again, apart from the goal. Neil Broderick, strange game Sunday, world-class goals. Kelleher should have saved 3. He said he reckons he should have saved the 3. He had a very poor game, especially getting megged. Yeah.
He'll redeem himself hopefully tomorrow.
And JK says, Matip has cost us a few goals this season. I agree there. I totally agree with you, JK. I'm starting Adrian tomorrow in goal. Keller has let in 7 goals in 2 Premier League starts. His positioning for all 3 Fulham goals was very poor. Yeah, you just think about that, what JK said. And Norman says, I say Clements. However, it's all opinions. People before us would say Alicia Scott. Yeah, absolutely. And 78-79 season, only 16 conceded. Thank you, Stephen, for saying that, because it was 16 goals. It was an incredible feat. But then
Yes.
again, he had
Some team behind in front of him. Yeah.
you know, just imagine having the likes of Hansen and Lawrence in front of you.
Yeah.
You know, Tommy Smith.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, absolutely amazing.
Wow.
Yes, so all right, George. So on that game, an incredible comeback from Liverpool, and again we've mentioned mentality monsters before, but that proved the mentality monsters in us.
It
And you
did.
did,
And
and
I thought club substitutions were brilliant. A lot of people I know, my son was at the game and he said when they brought Endo on and Gakpo, they were saying, what are they doing? What's going on? And, I was absolutely thrilled for Endo because I was on a podcast yesterday, believe it or not, to Japan. And it was one of these where I was asked the questions and the interpreter had to interpret. And they were asking about Endo, was so thrilled Endo had done so well. And I was giving him some good vibes. I said, well, he didn't look like he was the finished article in the beginning, but he's growing into the game. He's getting some game time. And his goal was a wonderful booster. It was a great goal. The way he put it right in the top corner, at a vital time in the game. And he's been playing well, Frank. He's been playing well.
yeah. Do you know what, George? About that goal, that particular goal, everybody's been, not really slagging them off. Honestly, not really slagging them off, but not really slagging them off. Mo Salah, and they're saying that he had a very poor game. I don't think he had. And
He played a goal.
the assist, yeah, the assist. He had two players behind him, and he swiveled, Mo. He swiveled, and he gave the perfect weighted pass. And this is what people don't recognise.
Yeah.
It was a perfect weighted pass for the oncoming Endo, and he
Yeah.
did. He didn't. He just.
And he also gave the perfect weighted pass to Nunes. He ran
Exactly.
through the middle, pushed in Nunes, and Nunes hit the bar when he should have scored.
Yes.
And that was Mo again. Laid it on the plate for him.
Exactly. And this is what people tend to forget. They really do. When they say he had a poor game, I don't believe these people. I really don't. But anyway, about Nunes, I just want to say hello to, I've got to ask the vase of flowers a question. I've got to. Where is he? Oh, yeah. Hang on. Brian Edley says, I think we've started a conversation here. Yep, Kelleher should have saved two, but when defenders can't defend from 6 yards out, what chance has any keeper? And he says, Adrian, no. And Vaz says, evening, everybody. Now, I've got to ask Vaz this.
Hi, Lee.
I've got to ask him. Lee, when are we doing that? I've completely forgot when we're going to do that TV and film review show. Is it tomorrow or is it Saturday or Sunday? I don't know. You'll have to let me know so Jason can set everything up. Can you let me know, please? Anyway, Neil Broderick says, can't understand why they took Trent's first goal off him. Or no goal, yes. I thought if it's on the target, it counts. I can't even see a deflection in the slope. There was no deflection at all. I do know that. And
very petty. I thought very petty. Very petty. He should be rewarded for a free kick like that. I mean, the goalkeeper doesn't want the goal. I mean, he doesn't want the goal. It's Trent's goal all the way. I mean, that was a technicality. If it touched the keeper's backside or the back of his head, it might have been over the line anyway when it come down off the bar. I mean, I just think it's a disgrace that he was.
Do you know what? Do you know what it reminded me of, George? I don't know whether you can recollect this. When Peter Crouch first came to Liverpool, every shot he has, he didn't score for a while. He didn't score.
Yeah.
And there was one shot where he had a go, and it was a cracking shot. I forget who it was against. And I was in the Anfield Road end, and the goalkeeper got down. But it was that hard. He got his fingers to it, but it went in. And he wasn't allowed that goal. It was an own goal by the keeper.
Crazy. Yeah.
I'm sure it was that McGivern, Shea Given. I'm
Yeah.
sure that's Shea
You can
Given.
understand it if the ball's going past the post by about 4 yards and it hits
Yeah.
a defender and goes in. Yeah, it's an own goal. But if it's
Yeah.
on target, I just
It's
think
the
it's
most ridiculous decision
really.
I've
Yeah.
seen in any goal, any given or not given goal. Pathetic. Absolutely.
When he took it, Frank, and I saw the replay, I never even seen it hit the goalkeeper. Went in that quick.
Neither did I. But I was watching that Neil Mellor, and he had it on a cracking angle, and it hit the underside of the bar. But it hit the keeper was more or less not over the line, but he was right exactly on the line, and it hit him on the back. It hit him on the back.
Yeah.
So, that's why they said it was an own goal.
Yeah. Trent wasn't too bothered anyway, was he?
No, but
he didn't seem too bothered.
No, I think he made up for it though, didn't he, in the end?
Yeah, he didn't. He didn't have. Yeah, he didn't have. Wow.
Which is far better for us. I'm going on now. I'm going to the chat about, and I want the lads to as well. I want the lads to. Let's see if the Vars has answered my question. Actually, tomorrow. Vars, what time? What time is it in the morning? No, it can't be in the morning. Oh, 2:00 in the afternoon it is, isn't it, Vars? It's 2:00 in the afternoon. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'll just go through these because start thinking about Núñez, please. Start thinking about him, George.
Yeah.
As great as his goal, this is Brian, on Sunday, Endo's header defensive header against City last week was class. Yes, Moore's had that pass a magic touch, but the front three need changed tomorrow. Okay, all right. The Vars says, Lee says, used the defender. He used that's Enzo used the defender.
Round him.
And he side-footed it,
Yeah.
It was brilliant. But that's because, George, if you're an ex-pro, it was because of the weight of the pass.
Yeah. It came right onto his instep brilliantly.
Yeah. It was the weight of the pass. It was a fantastic ball. Anyway. Some fans are slagging us off. We scored 4 goals. What do they want, says Charlie Wood. Yeah. And Herbert Lom's brother. Enzo's finish was cultured. He passed it in the top corner. Didn't expect that. Salah never slow working for them. And it's like your grandson, George, when you said it, like that, what's he doing? When he came on, I said exactly the same.
Yeah.
But I used an expletive. I said, what's he doing? Bring him in. We're trying to get an equaliser.
He's made some brilliant subs this season, I'll tell you. How many games? He must have came back from 1 down or 2-1 down or 1-0 down about 8 times.
Just imagine, George, how many times have we said, what's he doing, with substitutions? What's he doing? And so it's just been spot on.
You got the magic touch. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what else. I said, is he doing the right thing when Bosley and McAllister, was substituted? I went, oh, no, what's he doing? But it's been proved wrong. Well, I think we've all been proved wrong.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Neil Broderick says, it's always better having opinions when you're winning, Charlie. That's what he says. And he's answering it. Yeah, of course. Norman says, yes, Frank. That was versus Newcastle. I was at the game. It was around, that's right, around extras to
Yeah.
Crouch goal.
Right.
At least, I'll never forget that. And it happens again on Sunday, versus Fulham. How could I just brought that memory back? Thanks a lot there, Norman. Thank you. And Charlie says a goalkeeper shouldn't be given a goal.
I agree.
Yeah, that's great.
Ridiculous.
That's a great thing, that. And JK says, fans moaning about Darwin and Salah. Darwin and Salah made the third, and Darwin crossed to Tsimikas, who set up Trent for the winner. People need to look at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
That's my old saying, that. Look at the bigger picture. And they're on TV and film tomorrow. It's Sheffield United away, 7:30. No, this is in the afternoon. It's 2:00 in the afternoon. So we worrying, we watching.
You won't miss the Sheffield game for a film show.
So will the Vars will be watching the game. Don't be worrying about that. Neil Broderick. Definitely Nunes needs more goals, but tell you what, he frightens the life out of defenders. Now, I'm going to go to you. I'll just read the last three here, please. Neil Broderick. Think time is right now for Trent's full transition into midfield. Charlie says the fresh legs at 60 minutes makes all the difference. Yes. And Jay Taylor, M&X. Said to him, who's this M&X? He said, sons, obviously, so they're using he's using their thing. Hello, Frank. Hiya, Jay. Get in touch. Jay, I can't get in touch with you. I don't know how to get in touch with you, unfortunately. Anyway, Nunes.
Yeah. He's a mystery, this lad, isn't he? He's an enigma because he's a fantastic footballer in terms of what he does. His work rate is amazing. Never stops running, harrying, chasing, and he gets in scoring positions all the time, every game. But I've said this before, and you probably agree, Frank. He gets in a goal in front of the goal. Instead of just picking his spot and thinking a little bit, he lashes it. And he lashes it indiscriminately. And he either hits the post, misses the target, goes over the bar. When he could have had another 6 or 7 goals this year. Easy. So I think Klopp on the training ground needs to sort of somehow get through to the lad that he's got all the talents and he's got a crowd behind him. And he just needs to take a little thought like Rush used to do when he and Rush went through, like Nunes. He just composed himself and picked his spot. Well, I think Darwin just tends to hit it and hope. That's my view anyway. He's missed too many chances and it's frustrating because that could have cost us the game. Because it came brilliantly at the end, but if he hit the crossbar that time and then missed the one, just another one just after that or before it, well, that's 2 goals. You're up to you're ahead of the game then, aren't you? They went up and scored.
Yeah, spot on what you said because again, the bigger picture, as JK said, he crossed the ball.
Yeah,
the ball
made a contribution. Yeah.
Well, let's see. Let's have a look at the sitter. We've spoken about Mo Salah and that lovely perfect pass. He gave it to He also gave one to Nunes.
Yeah.
Who ran onto it and fell over the ball.
Yeah, I know.
That was shocking. It was shocking. But as you said, if he starts scoring these silly, misses, and they're easy misses, misses.
There's too many of them, Frank, because we've got to cut to the chase here. We want to win the league, and to win the league, you've got to have a sharpshooter up front that's clinical. City's got it with Haaland. We need Nunes to be dispatching these balls into the back of the net. That's what we signed him for. We didn't sign him to run around the midfield, and we signed him to score goals. So that's his key. That's his key objective: put the ball in the net.
Well, to be honest, if he's playing a full game, I've always said this. With these chances, he's like a headless chicken because you just see him running everywhere. But he's got to have he's got to come up at some time with the end product. All right, he had hard luck with the when he hit the bar, but he has to put at least one of them.
Yeah, we said it's hard luck, but that was an easy chance for a quality class striker. He was facing the goal, balls in front of him, keepers on the right hand. All he had to do was just slot it in. He didn't have to try and bury it. But there you go. He was doing his best. What do you think Shankly would have thought about his hairstyle?
Well, I don't think he was about a hairstyle, was he? He was about a head like yours, no, George.
What's that on your head, son? What's that on your head, son?
But you know when you look at it, yeah, you've got the likes of Darwin he missed too many chances and scores great goals at the same time.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Score very difficult, especially the two against Newcastle.
Oh, it's fantastic.
The equaliser and the winner. They were very hard. He had to direct them right in the corner away from the goalkeeper, which he did. On the run as well. He was on the run.
That was another game. That was another game that got us out of our seats, jumping around. I mean, in the last minute of the game, and you 1-0 down, and we scored 2 goals, just like we did on Sunday.
Absolutely. I'll just go through these again. Right. Jay says, put Nunes on a pitch with me for 5 hours. He's got everything apart from my finish. He's a good footballer. Do you know what? I always remember a few years ago, Eminem, Eminem there.
Yeah, the rapper.
Do you know what? He went on a charity bike ride, with a group of people. And the leader, so anyway, they were going for hours. And, this fella was shouting, hey, Lazy, whatever his name was, can we stop? So they stopped. And he said, where are we? And the Lazy who was leading them said, I don't know, I'm lost. They were all following, and they got lost.
Oh, dear.
It was so funny, and he was dead serious, telling me, we got lost, Oh, so funny. Absolutely brilliant. But anyway, the bar says Nunes has been hard working, but very erratic in front of goal the last few games. As you said, he's got to calm down. It's only what Lee said there. And Brian Norman says a bit more composure he needs, and just not to be involved in little spats within the game, which he seems distracted by. He has it in his locker to be some player.
Yeah, I love his enthusiasm. His enthusiasm is brilliant.
It is, but it's more like passion as well, isn't it?
Yeah, passion, absolutely, yeah.
And Jay says, my quote is, slow everything down in front of goal. You've got more time than panicking. And, with the panicking defenders and keeper. And that's it. But he is a handful. He is a handful.
He should be a 20 goals a season, man, definitely.
Easily. When Nunes hits form, he'll be frightening, says Charlie. And JK, do you guys want to know the Luton versus Arsenal score at the moment?
Only if Luton's winning.
That must be a cracker, that if he's coming out with that. He really is. Anyway, Stephen Snee, really successful teams have multiple scorers up front. Perhaps our most natural finisher, Jota, is out for a while, but not one of our strikers scored against Fulham. Darwin contributed immensely, as did Mo. Yeah. That's what we've been saying.
Yeah.
That's what we've been saying. Because it was the winner, actually. when there was a lost cause when that ball was going out and Darwin flew at it and crossed it over.
That's
He
right.
more or less volleyed it over, just got his foot to it before it went out. And that led to the goal.
Yeah.
That led to their Trent score. So
Yeah.
this is why we have to thank Darwin Núñez. And this is what people tend to forget, unfortunately. They don't see the bigger picture.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm not saying our lads on here. I'm not saying our lads on here or in the comments. They know. They know. We see what's happening and what's going on. And that's a good. Thanks, Stephen. That's a cracking. They're all cracking comments, to be honest. But that was there. I'm hoping Bramall Lane is a turning point, and he nets a couple more.
Sure, definitely.
That's it, isn't it? Suarez used to miss sitters and score goals that were impossible.
He was in another level.
And he did. Just imagine him, Suarez,
for that
close to that Darwin missed. They would have been in the back of the net, no problem.
He was incredible. Imagine Suarez playing with Mo.
Oh. Whoa. Absolutely. Dexter Baker. We are a better team with Gapco leading the line. I have to agree with Fowler's statement towards him. How long must we wait? Okay. Okay.
Very good, Gakpo.
It is. I'm going to ask you. I think it was. I think it was JK there before. I didn't read it out because I must have just missed it. It said Curtis Jones was getting ready to come on, and Klopp changed his mind and sent Endo on. He said, "Thank God for that. Thank God he changed his mind." You know,
the right toss of the coin, that.
Yeah, well, Lee says my patience is wearing a bit thin with Darwin's finishing, but I'm prepared to wait even longer if it's absolutely necessary to do so. And that's the point. I think that's a very, very good point because it can wear thin. Because I'm just being hypothetical, obviously. Suppose with those two sitters that Darwin missed, right? He should have put away. You know, there's no question he should have put away, right? If we would have got beat that day.
Well, it would have been a different story. We'd be talking a lot different tonight, wouldn't we?
Yes, it would have been, and we would have been, you know, really having a go at Darwin.
Yeah, fine margins.
It is. Okay, let's see what these lads are saying now. Brian Edley, front three have been poor the last two games. No goals, and how many shots between them all? Sheffield United will be rubbing their hands to get at this defence tomorrow night. Free hit for them. We perform like that again, aka Luton. We will get turned over. That's what he says. Refreshing to see 4 goals scored outside the box. It's a facet that's been absent from our team since the team. Absolutely
right.
Absolutely.
It's brilliant.
Jay says Suarez, Darwin and Serres missed sitters, but not as bad as Ronnie Rosenthal.
Yeah, that was a corker.
That was against. Was that against Fulham? I forget.
I'm not sure. I can't quite remember, but I can see it. I can see it in my mind's eye.
It was down in London. He was 2 yards out, wasn't he? And he put it over the bar.
Put over the bar, open goal. Yeah, hit a bobble on the ground and put over the bar.
That was absolutely nuts. And Herbert Lambsborough, what do you think about Trent's free kick being an own goal? Absolutely, Matt. We've spoken about that.
Ridiculous.
Spoken about it.
In my view, ridiculous.
And as the verse says, Herbert Lom's brother, Yarbles is what I say to that, Yarbles.
It's a new word for the English dictionary.
Brian Headley says it was away to Villa, that Rosenthal miss.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I know there was an away game. Yeah, and Norman says, no, it was Aston Villa at Villa Park, and
There you go.
green away kit. Rocket,
The boys and girls know.
I was at a derby game, right, and it was 0-0, and it was awful. It was a bad game, you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm sitting in, it's what's now the Kenny Dalglish stand, and there was this fella sitting next to me, right? So I'm sitting there, like, and the next, it was in the last minute, and Ronnie Rosenthal scored. And I'm jumping up and saying, get in there, I'm made up, you know. And this fella said, sit down, will you? And I went, you what? He said, sit down. I said, I won't. I said, I'm celebrating the goal. I said, you sit down. And he was already, he said, and he stood up. And I just looked at him and I went like that. Just looked right up like that. I went, yeah, okay. I just sat down. Just the size of him. Must have been 8 foot tall. Big bruiser, big blue. So anyway, you know, that's why I don't go to Goodison in case he sees me again.
Amazing.
Yeah, Norman says, yeah, Frank, 1993, Rosenthal last minute. It was. That was the derby game. It was incredible. And David Lom says he had a bit of David Fairclough about him. Ronnie, he'd go on a mad run, and that's a good point actually. Wasn't he? Just used to run.
Yeah.
Like Fairclough, you know, because he just runs in David Fairclough. He scores one of the best goals I've seen at Anfield.
Yeah.
David against Everton. Remember when he got the ball in our half out on the right, and he ran and he beat about 6 or 7 of them and slotted it. It was a cracking goal against Everton. Derby game. Absolutely amazing. But there's no one to beat, in my opinion. No matter, you know, when you look at derby games, there's no one to beat Origi's goal when it bounced on the bar in the last minute. That was an unbelievable.
Pickford's short arms couldn't get there.
Yeah, absolutely. It was incredible.
That was amazing.
It was amazing.
Another glory night.
Yeah. Lee says Ronnie Rosenthal was hilarious, not the miss, the player. He could be really good or that's wiping awful. Right. Frank, after talking about Dean Sullivan yesterday, I didn't mention that I met his on-screen daughter in the Trafford Shopping Centre. She was nice and friendly. Yeah. Nice. I know a few I know a few cast members actually personally from Brookie, but he was a lovely man, really was. I was talking about him today, I think. I forget who I was talking to, and such a lovely person. Such a lovely
shame. Tragic.
Did you know Dean, did you?
I didn't know him, no. I didn't know him, but I followed him, obviously. I knew about him. I knew he's a brilliant actor and a great person from what I've heard from people that do know.
I knew him well. And
lost a couple of lads, local lads, haven't we?
Yeah, and I've lost 4 in a matter of weeks.
Terrible.
4 in a matter of weeks.
Yeah.
From Jake Abraham. He was a mate of mine.
Jake Abraham, yeah.
And there's another lad, I had him on my show once, you know, the ordinary show, Danny D. Brabender, and he knew what he had for years, and he knew that he wasn't. And he was an unbelievable lad, and he died on me. And and a lad named Tony Farrell, growing up where I grew up. And he was one of the nicest lads you could ever wish to meet, Tony Farrell. He was a lovely fella.
It's sad, isn't it? All these people that,
Yeah.
my brother passed away in November last year, and today was his birthday. His first birthday since he passed away. So, we're all thinking about him today.
Yeah, of course. And my mother died on the 22nd of December. The 22nd.
Horrible that when something happens, a tragedy like that near to Christmas, because Christmas tends to bring it all back, sadly.
It does.
At the time of the year.
Francine, Francine idolised her, her nan. She idolised
everybody,
and she idolised Francine, and she was so devastated. She was so, and still is today, because
it's a special relationship between a grandparent and a grandson or a granddaughter.
Yes.
I think it's one of the most special relationships, I think, for anybody. I know it is for me.
There is. But when you get these, all of a sudden, funny enough, I said to Francine, she rang me up about Dino's death. And I said, why is it happening now? I said, I haven't heard so much in all my life. Even 2 years ago, was it 2 years ago? I gave 7 eulogies, because of, 7 deaths, obviously. They asked me to do eulogies. 7 eulogies within 18 months I did. Anyway, and it's just come back to haunt me now. It's the inappropriate words, isn't it, haunt? But it's come back again.
Yeah, it's very tough. I've usually been asked to do the eulogies for people that pass away in our family over the years, and you never get used to it.
Yeah. Charlie, when we were talking about, the goal that he's Pickford got an assist for that.
It should have been a known goal for Pickford, that.
Yeah.
George Arms, brilliant.
As you said before, though, George, as you said, these games, being a Liverpool supporter, and we've witnessed these certain games.
That game, Virgil van Dijk turned away. He turned away. He had a hopeful punt at the ball, thought it was going over the bar, turned away, didn't even see the goal. Next minute, Alisson's running past him. And Klopp's running past him.
And the Raw on Sunday, the Raw.
Yeah. Looked amazing.
That's been made for years, that. Since the Barca game, or the Chelsea game, or the San Etienne game, or any game. That Raw that went when Trent put that, it was deafening. Absolutely deafening. Everyone went. It was just amazing.
Yeah, I was watching LFC TV recordings of it, and the crowd in the Kop was unbelievable.
I like that. An OG online, John Bradley, the commentator.
Yeah.
I like him. I think he's a great commentator.
Is it Steve Baker? Steve, somebody, one of them as well, isn't he? The one who did the commentary for the Barcelona game when Trent took the quick corner. Wow. Him and John Aldridge did the commentary. That was incredible. I think about 10 million people have seen that.
And it was incredible. And it's hard to put in words, actually, what went through Trent's mind, and even Origi's. Because when you look at that particular goal, the fourth, the winner against Barca, you see Shaqiri going over. Shaqiri thought that he was going to take the corner, or Trent was going to pass him. Yeah. And you see him turning away and walking away from Trent. And Trent seeing Origi. And who else you'd have to thank is the ball boy, because the ball boy threw the ball.
Yeah, threw the back up. Threw the ball quick,
very quick to Trent.
The Barcelona team fell asleep. He just fell asleep. And Trent saw it. He saw it. And spur of the moment, bang, Origi, bang, and everything
But
erupted.
it's had to be the perfect pass. And
Yes,
this is what Trent's doing all through games. Perfect
yeah,
balls, perfect passes. So it's had to be perfect from the corner, if you know what I mean, along the deck to his feet. So it was and it was a perfect weighted pass as well.
yeah.
It was
And I
perfect.
tell you what, he could have easily missed it. I know it looked an easy goal,
Oh yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
right in the top corner.
Yeah. But
Origi, he planted it lovely right into the top corner.
and when you look at it again, they always show us sometimes from the back of the back of the goal, and you Stegen, you know, their
Yeah,
goalie. He's he's trying to organise his defence. He's clapping or trying to organise his defence. But the ball, as someone must have shouted or whatever, the ball was in the area then.
yeah, too late.
And it was Trent's, blasting it in. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So we've
Yeah,
seen some goals and some cliches are cliches for a reason, JK. And laughter is therefore the best medicine. I don't know what that's all. I don't know, there must be talking.
agree with that as well. Yeah,
Must be talking. JK, about you, sorry to hear about your brother George. Rest in peace, you never walk alone.
yeah. Thank you.
That's lovely. The celebrations were wild, says the Vars. I think this is about the Barca game. And Steve Hunter, yeah, Steve Hunter,
Steve Hunter, that's the man. That's the one I was trying to remember his name. What a great commentator he is.
yeah. But he does mostly the radio, doesn't he? The audio
He was
commentary.
doing it. He was doing LFC TV the weekend.
Yeah, well, was he, Steve? Yeah.
There was a
I
lady
know,
with him. Two of them together. Yeah.
I know he does the. I know he
He does
does
the
the
radio.
women.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he does the women's. Liverpool's women's thing as well. Mane scoring at Goodison when Sturridge shot rebounded off the post late on. Another delightful derby recollection, says
Yeah.
Stephen Snape. Yes. And Ter Stegen was the only Barca player even sniffed Trent's corner. Yeah, he even sniffed Trent's corner. It was an incredible thing. But anyway, George, we're playing Sheffield tomorrow.
Yeah.
Don't forget, I've got to bring it in. We have spoken about it before. The defence. Okay, the defence. Would you change anything in defence?
Well,
Now, don't forget that Matip has gone. He's out, so you've got to take the defence in consideration now. So, who would your back four be?
my back four will probably be the same back four the club will pick. I think you'll keep Trent right back, and you'll put Konate, Virgil, and Simikas. But part of me thinks it would be a nice time to put Kwanzaa in because I think he's ready, that boy. I think he's ready. But you'll probably play Simika, Konate, and Van Dijk in the middle. If he puts Trent into midfield, he'll have to play Gomez right back. And then he'll have to leave out either McAllister, Sabozla, Gravenberch, or Endor. So it's quite a choice for him, really. Because Trent playing right back is not really playing right back. He's moving into the midfield. And we were a little bit exposed on that flank a few times at the weekend because of that. So I'm not quite sure, but I'm sure Klopp will work it out. So I think it will be Trent, Konate, Virgil van Dijk, and Simikas.
Okay. Well, we won't be talking. I think the hardest now to pick. Let's leave midfield alone. Let's go to the forwards. Who would you like to see play tomorrow night? Forwards.
I'm a bit torn between Nunes and Gakpo, to be honest. I think Diaz will play, and I think Salah will play. Give us some width and pace. So I think you'll be picking between Gakpo and Nunes. You'll either bring Nunes on to create some havoc second half, or you'll bring Gakpo on for the same reason you brought him on at the weekend. But I think you probably play Salah, Nunez, and Diaz.
Okay. Well, the Vars, JK, yeah, the Vars, hang on, where is it? JK.
Yeah.
JK says, I'm playing Trent, Gomez, Virgil, Samikas. That's what he says. So,
fair comment.
Now, you've got to look now at the forwards and Darwin. Now, when Gapco came on, he did something. He did something, and he was lively, and he can run forwards with the ball. And when he got that ball and he ran on, and he hit it, which led to the goal. The goalkeeper, just about saved it. Couldn't hold on to it, and it went up, and that's when Darwin, carries on running and crossed it over. And this is what you have. So you've got a choice. Do you start Darwin, to give him confidence in front of that goal?
Well, that's what I was thinking, Frank. I was thinking that because Sheffield United, with the best will in the world, I would be very, very surprised, disappointed, and hurt if we lost to them. They had 5 goals put past them by Burnley, who haven't won a game all season. And they've got a new manager, and I think the main striker, McBurney, might be suspended. So I think it's an opportunity for Darwin to get a couple of goals and give him confidence. That might be in Klopp's thoughts. But I wouldn't have any problem with Gakpo playing up front, to be honest, because you're right what you say. He's a strong runner. He's got a good shot. He's not frightened to let go. That's why we got the last goal, when he went through and hit that shot and then came back from Darwin across into the Trent to score the winner. So, no, I wouldn't have any problem with either Nunez or Gakpo. But I have a feeling he'll probably play Nunez.
Okay. Well, I'd rather have, just being honest here, I'd rather have Nunez coming on as a sub.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad goal because, yeah.
Starting Gakpo and then bringing Nunez on. I really would love to see that. I'd love to see that tomorrow night. It's only, does he start him to give him confidence? See, Darwin, do you think it worries him, by the way? Because to me, he doesn't seem to have a worry in the world because he just loves everyone.
No, I think that's his nature. It looks like his personality, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I hope he's learning English because then he'll be able to communicate a bit better,
Yeah, absolutely. And Norman says Sheffield United Bramall Lane crowd will be boisterous and noisy for the first 20 if we don't take control. We must not take notice of their previous results as they have given teams tough games at home. And you're so right.
Yeah, there's no easy games in the Premier League, no easy games at all. You've got to fight for every point.
Brian Headley. Brian, you asked about Dean Sullivan. Yeah, unfortunately, he died to team. Anyway, he says, if Jürgen keeps the same front three, why doesn't he move them about more to cause different trouble? My blue-nosed mate says he was chucked out of Bramall Lane in 1994. He's a rambunctious character, shall we say. There's a real ball carrier. There's a real ball carrier in both Gakpo and Gravenberch. Nunez is quick and spontaneous, whereas Gakpo, for me, is more measured. We're privileged to have options such as these.
Yeah.
What did you think of Gravenberch, by the way?
I thought he didn't particularly shine, and neither did Szoboszlai, to be honest.
No.
Szoboszlai's poorest game. But Gravenberch is a class player. He's as is Szoboszlai. And I agree with Snape. He says we're very, very lucky to have the quality of players like these guys at the moment. It's moved us up tremendously from last year, I think, to have these midfield players with such qualities.
They not have moved us up. not half moved to sub. But he didn't. He to me, Gravenberch has a. I don't know. He has an indifferent game for my liking.
Yeah,
He was, like I said, he didn't shine. I think that's the best way to put it over.
no, you're right. He's still finding his feet, Frank, as well. He's still finding his feet.
I was just about to say that because he's only arrived. He had no pre-season with us. He hardly played at all for Bayern last season.
Remember how long it took for Fabinho to get in the team? I think Fabinho was quite a long time before he
No, you're right.
From the player he became.
Yes, absolutely. They will be played. They will be being played low block after conceding 5 at the weekend. So an early goal would be ideal.
Yeah.
Anyway, Charlie Woods, Klopp has given Nunes confidence. I think Gakpo needs to start.
Yeah.
That's what we've just been saying, isn't it? Klopp has given Nunes confidence. I think Gakpo needs to start. And I think he's right there, you know. He does need to start. It's like... I
think he might do.
Yeah, it's a strange one. But then again, when you look at Jota being injured, what if he's fit, Jota fit? And it was all about Jota and Nunes. Wasn't it really, you know, when Jota was fit, who would you play?
Well, Jota's back training today, isn't he?
Yeah, he's back. He's, well, running like. Yeah.
He might be back for the United game. Who knows?
Yeah. Gravenberch is a massive +5. That's what Jay Taylor says.
No, Gravenberch is a quality player. He'll come good for us. He's a good player.
Yeah. You know, 5 times better, that is. That's what he's saying. Mark Simons, Frank, Alex and Ruby from the COP TV was just saying that you keep saying you'll go down to Jurgen's on a match day, but never turn up. Big fans of yours, Frank. Oh, go away. Yeah.
Jurgen's is nice, Frank. Have you been to Jurgen's?
No, honestly.
I met a group of fans there, some really close fans. You know, I went down there, about a dozen of the lads, you know, the fantastic fans. And there's a lad in there who runs the place. He's an absolute spit of Jurgen. He's like a twin. He looks actually like him. And he has photographs taken with fans with the European Cup there. It's a great place for in a match day. You should go down. The guys obviously
like as Mark says, I did promise Alex and Mario. I said, I'll be down. And he said, oh, great, you know. Anyway, I never went because I was ill. And then another time I said, are you there, you know, for the away game? And yeah, we're there. So I said, I'll go down, me and my daughter. Because she has to help me, you see, believe it or not.
Yeah, that's right. I know. Yeah, I know. It's not easy.
But Francine was ill. And she couldn't make it, so it's that. So I will be down. You know, I will go down.
It's a nice atmosphere, a little bit there,
yeah. I will go down. They'll have me on, I suppose. You know, at the end of the game when they interview people, they'll say,
"Yeah, Q&A."
Yeah, Q&A. Yeah, so I will be down. So if you give them a message, say I sometimes I've been on live. You know, when they've gone out live. COP TV, and they're a cracking station, by the way.
Yeah.
And like me, they put up, you know, the comments by everybody. They do put them up. But unlike me, I discuss what the lads have put up.
That's brilliant.
You know, we do discuss it, George.
Yeah, you get some great comments from the lads.
Yeah. And as Stephen Snape says, we'll see the best of some of our new players towards season's ends. I'm going to go right back to that, Stephen. They'll be far more cohesive the more they play and train together. The best is yet to come in the running. Klopp's tactical nous will develop their characters. Do you know what? I more or less said that today. And you know, the Jamie Phillips, you know,
Yes.
I always that lad. He's a lovely fella,
Yeah.
Jamie. And
I know Jimmy.
I said, what you've got. My comment was this: we're in the mode of gelling. That's all at the moment, and look where we are,
Yeah.
and we're only gelling. We'll be far better next season because these lads now will have moulded together
Yeah.
and they'll just know where to play.
There'll be a few more come in as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And this is what I said. And it's only what Stephen's saying. The best of some of our new players towards season's end, they'll be far more cohesive.
Yeah. He's
Just
right.
imagine next season what we'd be like. We'll be incredible, you know.
Well, we'll know a lot by the end of this year, won't we? By the end of December,
Yeah.
we'll have played Arsenal, Man United at home, 2 games at home, which are winnable.
And that's what
and then into the new year, and a lot of these teams have still got to come up to Anfield. Newcastle, for one, Spurs,
Arsenal.
Yeah, they've all got to come here,
Man City.
And they won't have a good time here. We can beat them here, I'm sure.
No, I don't think
crowd behind us, and, fair wind.
I don't think any of them will. In all honesty, I don't think any will have a good time here. They did dread coming to us.
We've only lost one game in about 48 at Anfield. One game. It was against Leeds.
Yeah. Brian Headley says, I run the same type of football team, but it's called Beardsley's. I didn't know he had a bird, Brian Headley. A lot of these YouTube channels have really grown. Good on them. I say better the rubbish on TV these days, says Norman.
Yeah.
But you'll have to join us tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon, 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock for the TV and film show. It's just about films. I've got a film.
I might tune in for that, bro.
Oh no! If you're doing nothing, please do, because I might have you on. Actually, I might throw you on. I'll ask Jason to send you the link if you want to come on and talk about your films and TV series, from the past, and even what you've seen today. You and your lovely wife, just sat down and one night and put a film on.
Yeah, tell her to send me a link, because my wife's going out for the day. She's got a meal with friends, with her ex workmates. She's out at Thornton Manor, so I'll be on my own. So I'll have a bit of spare time in the afternoon. Yeah, send me the link.
It'll be 2 o'clock in the afternoon, George. Okay, so the link will be sent to you. The link will, and you and me, Carsley. It's good. It really is good, honestly. Eddie Cotton says, I can remember when Bremer Lane shared it. But I was, do you know what? I was going to say that before.
Yeah.
Because we were down there, I was only young lads, about 14, 15. And there was a bloody cricket pitch. And we were on the side of the cricket pitch.
Yeah. When I played at Bramall Lane for Liverpool reserves a number of times. And it was strange, because when you were on the left-hand side of the pitch, there was no crowd. It was just a rope.
Oh, that's right.
And then the other 3 sides had the full stands, and then they built the new stand eventually.
But we walked around there and we were looking over. I don't know what had happened, but we were all walking. There was a crowd of us all walking around to get to behind a goal. Yeah, but we had to walk around there. I think they were keeping the fans separate. But I was only about 14, 15. There was no trouble in those days, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, in the 60s. It was.
I could hear a few expletives going, I mean, not standing there, are we? You've missed the pitch. Big cricket pitch next to it, which was absolutely madness. Thank you for that, Eddie. Thank you. Good memory, that. Totally agree, Snipey. We are on. We're still a work in progress. Maybe I'm looking too much too soon, but we are well ahead of time. Surely the trophies will come, says Brian.
We're still in all the trophies, aren't we?
Yeah, of course. And as Jay Taylor says, Gravenberg has everything, but his strongest property is driving forward. Yes, I totally agree
Yeah,
with you there, Jay. He could be a centre half like Hansen, but
maybe not strong enough.
yeah, yeah, yeah. What about a DM? And Norman says, "What sort of films do you like, George?" I love. Oh, come on! Do you know what? It started off last week like that. It's a football.
I'm not talking about films. Talk about films tomorrow.
Do you know what, George? Honestly, I have my history show, and when I first starts off, there's lads thinking I'm having there are lads thinking that I'm having a football show because they just tune in.
And
And that's true. And I said, no, it's the history show. I'm talking about history. But they're all good. They're all in good spirits, and you know, tune in tomorrow, Norman, and he'll tell you what kind of
yeah,
film he likes. And Herbert Lom's, I think that's a great name. Where is Jürgens? I'm not sure if I should go as Dr. Roger Corder or Chief Inspector Charles Dreyfus. Oh, great.
it's on the Strand.
Oh, that's right. Dr. Roger Corder, because that was the human jungle. And Charles Dreyfus is the out of the Pink Panther. Unbelievable. Absolutely. Charlie Wood says, if you remember talking in the summer, we all thought it would be a stretch to get top four. Now we're looking at winning the league.
Exactly.
And you're so right.
Exactly. Unbelievable. Yeah.
You're so right. It's the gelling process, not the gelling process. This is what we're doing. We're gelling together.
Yeah.
When you look, they've come under unfair criticism of late, and I'm talking about the likes of Slobozlai, the likes of McAllister, because I still say McAllister's playing out of his position.
Yeah.
And we've seen him with these fantastic little balls that he's been given, through, and that shot, that goal, against Fulham. And this is what kind of a player he is. So Bosley the same. That I forget who it was against when he just hit it, and it was just about a foot off the ground, and it flew into the corner of the Annie Road stand. I forget who it was against. His first goal. And this is what kind of players these lads are. And when they gel together, and I think, as you said, George, by the end of the season, you'll see where we are with these lads.
I think it's no coincidence. I think a lot of this is down to having a quality manager. I mean, you've got to look at Klopp as a manager that makes things happen, and he's proved it over the last 7 years. And you've got the same at Aston Villa with their manager. Look how they've improved. Look how they've moved off the table, with Unai Emery. If you've got a quality manager in charge of the team, it's a big thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to ask you this question. Do we need a number 6? Now, I'll answer that first. Then you're going to get in. I do think we need a number 6. I really do. We need a defensive midfielder. And if we have a defensive midfielder, a strong, quality defensive midfielder, as you said about Fabinho, because when he got into the team, he was great. And there's no one better than Mascherano or Didier, man. And Ginny Wijnaldum. We haven't had a DM since Ginny went. Think about that. And if we've got DM in the January, I was going to say the January sales, if we get a DM, I'll be delighted. George, what's your take? Because
I've had some chat that we might be looking at. You never believe everything you read or hear, but we're looking at Thuram.
Yeah.
Now he would be a quality player that we could do with. Obviously, I think Klopp will be looking at that in January. Definitely, it's the one area of the team I think that we've said for a long time we would benefit from. I mean, it's looking like he's trying to maybe at the moment in the short term play Endo on that role. But I mean, I think we're looking at maybe getting someone a little bit maybe higher profile. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, I reckon. I reckon anyway, because if we have a number 6, I where someone mentioned, I think it was Soulboy Fran he tunes in with a comment, and he said it could be a smoke screen about this Andre lad to take all the focus off Liverpool and Andre. But what I've heard lately is that Man City are looking at him. But I think if we
why am I not surprised? They seem to look at everybody because they've got endless money.
yeah.
They might be in trouble next year anyway because there's a court case coming up. It'll take about 3 years to get sorted.
Yeah, it's wrong. It should be sorted now. Look at Everton. I think it's anyway. And as Charlie says, a number 6 is a necessity. That's what he says. That's what he says. Let me see these bloody comments. I didn't mean to say bloody. I can't. Most of Gerrard's goals came from outside the box. If it's on, hit it.
Yeah.
I'd play Gravenberch as DM. That's what Jay Taylor says. I'd play Gravenberch. But we haven't been having anyone since the likes of Coutinho, because Coutinho, he was great from outside the box. He scored some fantastic goals for us.
He did.
We haven't had anyone, as you know, George, until, those 3 goals from outside the box.
Well, that's what they need to take a lesson from that and have a go more often. Be a bit more controlled with the shot, because that's what Ender did. He controlled the shot right in the top corner. And so did McAllister. He hit it beautifully just on the half volley. Because they're very light, these balls, and if you try and kill it, it go flying over the bar.
Yeah. As Lake says, I like Thuram, but since Gravenberch has come, I've forgotten. So, we don't need Thuram.
Yeah, we've got to keep a sense of perspective as well, Frank. Even if we don't get a number 6, we're second in the league, a point behind, 2 points behind the leader. We're not doing bad, are we, with the current team?
No, we're not.
No, we're not doing bad. And Klopp must think, well, it's a bonus if we get somebody else in on top of this team we've got now. We're not even talking about Harvey Elliott or Curtis Jones or Doak or Baticic or any of them guys. But, we've got such an embarrassment of riches in the club at the moment. If they get them all fit, it's incredible.
Well, this is
we were talking about struggling to get in the top 6 last year.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
I remember when we were 8th. And I said, honest, this is what I said, George. I said, I hope we finish down here. I hope we don't get into this bloody Europa League, because what we'll have to do is to rebuild.
But you didn't know the final was in Dublin then, did you?
No, and put it this way, I'm glad that I had to eat my own words, because, we're in the Europa League.
Yeah.
I really thought that with a rebuild, I knew that we'd be bringing somebody in, especially in midfield. I knew that even last season, the back end of last season. I said to myself, I said to people, Klopp knows now that we need a big clear out of midfield, because, the likes of Naby Keita,
Milner, Alexander, Chamberlain.
Yeah, Oxlade. And I said, Milner's coming to the end now. I said, he's too old. He's too old, for another assault. What we desperately need next season. And I even said about Henderson, I said, he's not getting much game time. And he's become an injury prone. So I was made up when, they finally went. But when I look now at what this team has achieved going up to Christmas, it's remarkable.
A different level, Frank, isn't it? It's a different level.
Of course it is. And this is why he's brought in these, and they are quality players.
Yeah.
Szoboszlai, McAllister, fantastic players.
Yeah, World Cup winner. One's a World Cup winner. One's a captain of his country. And Endo's the captain of his country, as is Szoboszlai, as is probably Van Dijk. We've got about 5 international captains in the team.
Yes, yes, we have. And when you look at, Gravenberch's only came. He's only just come now. And he's still trying to get match fitness. Don't forget, he never had a pre-season with us.
That's right. Yeah.
So he's only going to get better and better and better. So, as you said, it's a richness of talent that we've got.
You look at the bench. You've got a powerful bench, Frank.
Yeah.
Whoever plays in the first team, you've got a bench behind them as good as any of them in the team.
And we've already mentioned Quansah, because I think we have mentioned them before. If any of the lads get injured, I wouldn't mind Quansah taking over.
No, I wouldn't have a problem at all. I don't think Jurgen would either.
No, and that is, as you said, about the richness. Players coming in. But the likes of Betetic, for example, I'm worried about him, You might think I am, but I am, because he hasn't played for months. I think it's the end of Thiago now, by the way.
Yeah. Well, we won't see him again, I don't think.
I think that's it with him. But Betetic worries me a little, because he's been out that long. He really has.
He's got youth on his side, Frank, and he's only very young. So, I mean, he's he probably won't shine now till next season. I can't see him really. He's been out that long now. I mean, he probably need to be out this year plus the summer, and then come back in for the start of the new year fully fit.
Would you put, and I'm talking about next season, George, would you put young Doak out on loan next season?
It looks like you probably have to, because a bit like we did with Harvey Elliott, he went out on loan. He was a brilliant success at Blackburn. So Doak's, you can't keep in the under-21s all the time. He's a very talented lad. He's quick, fast. If it wasn't for Salah, I think he'd be getting a game in the team.
Yes. Yeah.
I was surprised he didn't come on as a sub, really, because he's fast and he's quick and he's sharp and he's only young. So Klopp's just biding his time with him, I think. I think he's just biding his time, and he'll let him in at the right time. He's going to be a big star, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what gets me as well? It's the camaraderie within the squad. When Trent scored that goal, the camera went to the bench.
Yeah.
And you see Szoboszlai. Darwin Núñez ran over to Klopp. He didn't run over to and you see him, and everyone's made up.
Nobody's being petulant when they get taken off, are they? They're not moaning and groaning. They know it's a team game, it's a squad game. Klopp's got them well told, I think, that, look, you might come off, you might come on. Don't worry, it's tactical. Nothing to do with your performance. He's got them thinking positively about that as well.
Well, JK says, and I mentioned it, about Curtis Jones getting stripped off to come on, and Klopp changed his mind and put Endo on instead. So that's what you're saying, George.
Yeah.
They don't mind. Okay, boss,
team game.
Sit back down and send someone else on. But proved to be a great substitution.
Yeah.
It proved it. But the camaraderie, in my opinion, is second to none. To none.
And that's got to be down to the manager.
Of course.
And the coaching staff.
Well, I always think of the Shanks. He must have had you lot, you and the rest of the lads, as one family rather than a bad apple. Because this is just my opinion. I don't think he liked bad apples.
He got rid of bad apples. Yeah, he got rid of them.
rather than disrupt the camaraderie of the team, the squad players.
We all went to training on the same coach. Left Anfield, went to Melwood on the same coach. First team, reserves, youth team, apprentices, all together, all trained together. Came back and ate in the lunch. Well, we had to clean the boots first, and then we were able to join them for lunch after we cleaned the boots.
But isn't that great? Isn't that great?
We all jumped in the bath together. You never get away with that now. There was no showers; it's just a big bath.
No, yeah. It's unbelievable, isn't it? The way football has changed. As you said about from a bath all jumping in the same bath to now they're all cubicles, aren't these showers? Like personal things and whatever. So it's all changed.
The thing is still the same, though, Frank. It's like being in the army a little bit, being in a football team, because you're spending a lot of your life together. I mean, you're training together every day. You're traveling away to matches together. You're on the coach or the plane or the train playing cards. You're in tactical talks together, and you see more of your teammates than you see your family. So it's a big thing at the end of Alexa Milner and them guys when they leave. Very traumatic because you've been part of that team and that success for so long, and then all of a sudden it comes to an end, and you've got to find something else to do or go somewhere else with a new set of lads, and then you drift out of the game. Not so bad today because they've got the money behind them. They can, you've got a cushion. But in my day, of course, when you finished playing, it was a bit of a disaster because you had to find something to do for the rest of your life. A lot of the boys didn't have the education through university or anything like that. They had to just maybe open a pub or drive a lorry, and yet they'd been playing in front of 50,000 people for about 10, 15 years. And that's why a lot of them are in dire straits today with dementia, with arthritis, because they used to get injections to keep them playing. And that did more damage than good because it just masked the pain. So the boys that are playing today are very lucky, compared to my generation.
Yeah, because you have these medical scientists now, don't you? All you had was Bob Paisley rubbing your legs and whatever, putting the magic sponge on you.
The magic German machine and nearly electrocuted Jimmy Melia.
Jimmy Melia. He's only from there around where I live, Scotty Road. And Bobby Campbell.
Oh, Bobby, yeah. Bobby he's a great fella. He went to become a big coach down at Chelsea.
Yeah, I thought he went to Southampton. Was it Chelsea he went to? Yeah.
Chelsea, yeah.
It's incredible. Yeah, look at this. I hate this, JK. Can you see that?
It won't stay like that.
No, but
I hope it does.
So do I. Lads, do we miss that wee bit of cool ice, just inside the box, Firmino type, because it's all power and pace at the moment. This is why we miss Jota.
Yes. Yeah, he picks his spot.
He picks his spot. That goal, was it against Brentford when he cut in?
Yeah, that's why they call him Jota the Slaughter.
Unbelievable. And, he's only our natural goal scorer. I know it sounds daft, but he is. He's only our natural goal scorer.
Yeah. I love him.
He's on the men now. Oh, where did that go? This is nuts, this. Soulboy says, do you remember Coutinho free kick under the wall? Under the wall. Nobody does it now because they have a lying down defender. Yeah, and I tell you who else did that, Soulboy. Steven Gerrard. Who was it against in the cup? It was in the cup. Or it was at West Ham. I forget who it was. And he just passed it into the net.
Yeah, they all jumped.
Oh, it was great. Just passed it into the net. Or it was against.
I remember it was against. I remember the goal, but I can't remember who it was then.
I think it was Brad Friedel in goal. Who did he play for? I know he went from us. Did he go to Blackburn or somewhere?
Brad Friedel.
Yeah, I think he was in goal. I forget who it was against. But anyway, that's, he just passed it into the net. So you'd have got the door stopper now, haven't you? Where they lie down to when they're taking these free kicks. taking these free kicks. Yeah, we're talking about captains. Don't forget Rollo, captain for Scotland.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. He'll be back soon, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, George.
Oh, that would be a shocker if that stays like that.
He's giving us no more.
Oh, come on. Hey, yeah, look at that.
No more. Don't
Some
give us
game,
any
that.
more, JK. See, they're all watching the match and they're listening to us two play.
Arsenal will win that thing.
Charlie Wood says Jota plays like Aldo.
Yeah. Aldo was a good goal scorer.
And Soulboy says, I remember Callie saying he used to get the 26 bus with his boots to Anfield.
He did, for sure.
And I remember I was chatting to, this was on LFC TV, inside LFC TV. And it was Phil Neal. And he said he was walking over Stanley Park to Goodison in his boots.
Wouldn't be surprised. I think Billy Little used to cycle to the ground.
Did he, Billy? Unbelievable. These are the things, aren't they, that we're growing up being Liverpool fans and listening to these mad stories, about players getting the bus and walking across the park with the boots to play. I think it was Shankly. Was it Shankly who said something? I don't know who it was. Says, you'll be playing, get your boots on. Yeah. And he said he walked across the park. I forget who it was who said so, who's playing. But anyway, I forget who it was.
Yeah.
JK, Tottenham and Blackburn. Brad Friedel. Yeah.
Yeah, Blackburn. I remember him playing for Blackburn. Yeah.
So it must have been Tottenham I was thinking about. Or Blackburn. No, it was Blackburn. When Steven Gerrard just passed us into the corner. It was in the cup.
Yeah.
Right into the corner. And the Vaz says, my first pair of football boots were Puma. Mario Kempes.
Well, Mario Kempes, he scored the goals in the 77 World Cup final in Argentina. Him and Ardiles, and they were great players. They were a great team. Some atmosphere that World Cup.
Yeah, they were a great side, Argentina, at the time. And then, of all their teams, they brought them over, was Tottenham.
Yeah, that's right. Who was it? Ardiles, and who's the other one? I forget the other one.
He was top scorer in the 1978 World Cup, says Vaz. That's Mario Kempes.
Big, tall lad, good left foot.
Yeah, he never went to Tottenham, Kempes. Ozzy Ardiles and
I forget the other guy. He scored a great goal in the cup final.
Always is when he went to
yeah. I just forget his name now. Sure, one of the boys or girls will know.
Oh yeah, Ricky Villa, I think.
That's him. Yeah, Ricky Villa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they've all said it. Look.
Yeah.
Remember wooden studs, George? Wooden studs.
I remember bars.
Ricky Villa, says Brian Edley, Vase of Flowers, Stephen Snape, and Ricky Villa.
Them wooden studs were vicious, I mean, if a nail was sticking out the bottom, you could get some damage.
Do you know what? I was just thinking there, George. When you try to think of a name, right? And if the lads were on here, if the lads and I just remembered his name, that. But when you've been told something, and you say, who was it? And you can't think, and you got it all night. Then you try to think what the answer is or whatever. It's shocking things. Just resonates with you all the time.
At time of life, it takes a minute to get to the front of the brain.
Norman says, Villa Ricky sounds like a place in Spain.
So he said Billericay.
Villa Ricky, yeah.
An island.
Because he mentions it, you see, Villa Ricky. Sounds like a place in Spain. So
Yeah,
anyway,
sounds like
so
a time.
right, I'm going to ask you now for your. You remember when you said about your forwards?
Yeah.
Who's going to be in your midfield?
Ooh.
And do
They're
you think
difficult.
players need a rest, by the way? You know, for their Sunday. Is it Saturday, Sunday? I don't know.
Midfield, I think. You're asking me, Frank.
What? Sorry.
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the midfield?
I would say probably going to be McAllister, Szoboszlai, and I wouldn't mind Gakpo coming in there. But I mean, McAllister, Szoboszlai, it might be Endo.
Okay. Okay.
And Gravenberch come on if necessary.
You see, that's going to be hard. Because as I said, you think anyone needs resting? Because when Szoboszlai and McAllister came off, it was rather unexpected, let's be honest. He took the two of them off. And I think he was thinking about tomorrow
The
night.
game on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they'll probably play Szoboszlai and McAllister.
Yeah. And so would you have Enzo in? If you had Enzo there, then, because he's like a number 6, isn't he? Easy defensive.
Yeah, I would put it.
You could play McAllister in his normal position.
Yeah, I think he might play Endo. Yeah, I think he might play Endo in that game. Yeah, away from home, you know, he gets in a tackle and he can distribute the ball well.
Well, okay.
And bring somebody on if it's not working.
Do you know who I'd like to see in midfield? You might disagree with me here, but I'd like to see McAllister, right? Szoboszlai, really do. I think he'll play them anyway.
Yeah.
I would like to see Trent.
Yeah, well, I would like to see Trent as well. I really would. I think that's his best position. But I'm not sure whether. But you'd have to play Gomez right back then.
No, that's what I was going to say. Put Gomez, put Joe.
That's a good shout. I think that would be some team, Frank. When you think about it,
Yeah.
The quality in midfield there with the pace of Szoboszlai and the running, McAllister's the way he can pass the ball forward, and now he get a shot in or two, and Trent spraying the ball about up to Salah and over to Diaz. Yeah, that would be a good shout.
It'll be fantastic. Just as you said, spraying that ball about. Just
he is moving into midfield now, and he's scoring goals, and I can see that happening now. I think Klopp's going to get him in there. I think may as well do it tomorrow, mightn't he?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As one of the lads says, it's not so easy now against these teams who, on paper we should just walk over because they're all hard. But it's time to, just throw Trent in. And he still could be a roving midfielder, by the way, not just static in one particular position. Yeah. Because we've got runners there. The likes of McAllister can go all over the place. The likes of Szoboszlai especially, he's got some drive in, that lad. And there's Trent. He's full of energy as well.
Yeah.
And it's just putting them balls out everywhere, I'd just try that. I really would.
Yeah, that'd be a good shout then. You've still got on the bench, you still have Harvey Elliott, you still have Curtis, you still have Gakpo, so you've still got plenty, Gravenberch.
Well, Lee says, Maka is too tired to play again, Enzo time, with Jones and Szoboszlai.
Well, he only played half a game, well, 3/4 of a game, didn't he, the other day?
Yeah, yeah.
Moral
JK
class should be able to play 90 minutes football, I think. Maybe I'm
well,
being a bit hard. Modern football is maybe not as easy, but
yeah,
the young fit men, aren't they? They should be able to play 90 minutes football.
yeah, yeah, of course, of course. And JK says they will be hyped with the new manager. So Enzo doing what he does best, stopping and fouling the opposition.
Yeah, they can't be sent off though.
This is what worries me about Enzo. I think he's rash. I really do. And we can't afford anyone to be sent off.
I think if he plays and he gets booked, Klopp will hook him off anyway.
Yeah, yeah. And after Schofield says, talking leather, a cousin of mine worked in a small workplace in Kensington. They produce leather footballs and boots along with the leather laces and nothing else. I've never, you take these things for granted. It's like ambulances. You see an ambulance or a bus, you don't think where they get made, do you? Where they're produced. You just take them for granted. I do, anyway. I do.
Yeah, must be.
We will need at least one good scrapper. Trent, Sabozlo, McAllister, says Brian Edley. So he puts Trent, Sabozlo and McAllister in midfield.
Yeah, I think it'll be a battle, Frank, because, they've just lost 5-0. They've got a new manager coming in. They'll want to impress the new manager. They want to give Liverpool a bit of a hard time. We can't afford to be complacent about this game. We need to go into this game like we're playing Arsenal or Man United or City, not Sheffield United. Forget about the previous record and just get on with it as a big, big game. That's the only thing I think tomorrow. I hope the fans are not thinking, we'll just go and steamroller them and 5-6-0. It doesn't work like that.
No. And this is what's worrying, to be honest, with new managers coming in. But we've only got to play like we can play.
Yeah, with a far better team, far higher quality players.
Yeah, of course.
We should be able to win the game.
Absolutely, and just go at them. But then again, our stats against teams that have just come up is dreadful.
Yeah, I know.
Dreadful, but let's break that talk and just go out and just destroy them, to be honest.
Try and get the first goal.
Hang on, let's see this. Oh, they're all talking about working and
Did you think it?
the travelling Wilburys thing. What's going on here? Hi, boys. We can be top of the league tomorrow. Arsenal are drawing, says the lovely Mary Wallace. Now,
At the moment.
Now, I don't know I don't know Mary. I think it's the first time that I've seen her name. So, is Mary Wallace another fella who's using his wife's thing, to get off?
It's not Gordon Wallace, is it? I'm having dinner with him on Thursday. I'll have a go at him. When I see him on Thursday, I'll say, "Did you write into the Frank show?"
I don't think so, because he said "I boys" with a Z. That's like that's modern day talk, isn't it? Boys. He just says hello lads or hello boys with an S. So look at the red beard, look. Hi guys, better late than never. Go away. I know where you've been.
You're watching the game.
Been on the J show. Jamie's, I know this. Oh, you've missed the best show ever. We had, I tell you who we've had on, and they've just gone, unfortunately. We had Jan Molby on, who was absolutely brilliant, along with George and I. We had John Aldridge as well. He came on.
Yeah, brilliant.
He was absolutely brilliant. We were just chatting away. But Jan's unbelievable. Jan is an unbelievable man. And Jockey Hansen, we had him on as well, Redbird. asked the lads. They were absolutely brilliant. And Jockey wants to come on again. He said, it's great to see George and you, Frank. And I said, thank you, Jockey. So will you come on with us again? He said, yeah, anytime you need us, we'll come on. So that's who you've missed, Redbird.
Yeah. Should be on time next time.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Don't be going to other channels. I'd like Redbird to come on, you know, and show his face. Yeah, let's see what he says here. We need Enzo the Warrior tomorrow, like Jay Kismet says.
Yeah.
New manager syndrome. Okay.
I go along with that. I think he's right.
That's right. If you ever want to come down to my home, you know, and watch a game, if you haven't got, you know, I've got everything. I can watch any game in the world.
All right, brilliant.
And I can watch any film, even before I mentioned a film that I watched, because I have an English literature class in the morning. I run an English literature class. And they're all my old students, by the way. They're all professional people. You know, they're getting tired now. And I said, I mentioned a film that you're going to, did I talk about it the other day? Yeah, I talked about it the other day, and it's called The Miracle Club. Your wife will love it. Your wife would love The Miracle Club. And it's a comedy drama. And the cast is unbelievable. And it's about it's about these women, right? And they've got this little club. They're in Ireland, they're Irish, you know, and the Miracle Club. And they're all going, they've organised a trip to Lords, right? And Stephen Ray's in it, great actor, Stephen Ray. And his wife is going, who's played by the great American actress, Kathy Bates. She's got a great accent. But she's, you know, Irish in it. And he said, you're not going, said Oberlin. And she went, I am. I'm going. He said, no, you're not. You're not going with that too good looking, too good for himself priest, you're not. You know, the priest. Too good looking for himself. For his own cause, you're not. Absolutely brilliant line, you know. So it's that type of film. And I don't know why I spoke about that, but anyway. Right, Brian says, thanks, lads, been a great game. And don't forget, be like me, positive thinking, all this. We are positive thinking. It's a win. It's
positive thinking, Brian.
The most controversial of us all. You say, be positive like me. Oh, great. As the Redbird says, on paper, we would beat any team, but we all know anything can happen, and they get yes.
Yep. Yeah. Look at Arsenal tonight.
And Mary Wallace says, Sos Frank, I'm using my mum's phone.
I hope you're paying the bill.
Isn't that brilliant? You know. I had Anne, and for weeks I was saying, Harry's the lovely Anne. And she said, no, my name's Norman. You know, things.
Yeah, I wondered about that, yeah. Why does he call himself Anne?
I love it. I really love it. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, yeah, JK says, Jan was quality and so was Aldo. See, that's it. Missed them all tonight. Absolutely amazing. Soulboy Francis, glad it was not Julia Wallace, Frank, one of the history boys. Yes. Yeah, that's I did that murder, didn't I? Julia, about William Wallace, the murder. That's on my history show. I did a murder. I've done a few murders actually. And Redbird says, I wasn't on the Jamie show. I'll catch the rest of your show on replay. It sounds great. I'm gutted I was I'm
He
sorry,
was drunk.
I'm sorry I missed it. Yeah, it must have been that bottle of Scotch he shared with him, George. Jockey was brilliant. He said that.
Jockey.
Yeah, said that was terrible defending Redbird for Fulham's goal. They are Redbird. You see what I mean? It's a shame, that he did miss tonight's show. Absolutely brilliant. Liverpool have the top selling football kit globally at 1.8 million so far for 2023.
Seen that?
Real Madrid at 1.7. Not bad.
That's
Not
true.
bad. That's incredible, that,
Incredible, isn't it? Yeah.
There you go. And Redbird says, Norman, they wouldn't have scared if Jockey were on the pitch, that's for sure. No, and that's what we were talking about. That's what we were talking about. Right, so he says, Norman says, no, Frank, no film talk on this football show.
That's it, Norman. You tell him.
That's it. Stephen Slade, been a blast, one and all. Here's hoping we carve the blades with steely efficiency tomorrow. He had to come out with shots.
Very eloquent as always. Very eloquent. Yeah. Oh.
That's it.
Brilliant.
Anyway, I'll finish here now, George. Absolutely.
Okay, Frank.
And
it's time for the Horlicks.
There was no one on with us.
You're all right.
Than our own, which is great. Thank you so much.
Been lovely, Frank. Thanks very much for your hosting. Fantastic.
No, as Redbird says, he's going to watch the replay. He's going to watch the likes of Aldo, the likes of Jockey. Jan Molby. Jan Molby was brilliant on it. Absolutely. The jokes he was saying as well. Absolutely amazing.
Didn't he say, is that Redbird not on tonight?
No, the Redbird, no, unfortunately, he's just shown up. Anyway.
Right, Frank.
Brian Headley says, Paddy pulls up at the bus stop and sees his friend Mick. He says, get in, Mick. Mick replies, I would, Paddy, but I'm afraid of missing the bus.
Hey, Frank, did you see that thing online today? It said Erling Haaland has been the FA Commission has met and they've decided that Erling Haaland is guilty serious professional misconduct and abusing the referee at the end of the game on Sunday, and they've docked Everton 5 points.
It's just shows, so they've all cotton's answered that, haven't they? Everybody now. Everybody. They should be punished anyway. That's right. Charlie Woods. Great show, Frank. Get well soon. Thank you. Thank you so much. Norman, brilliant show with a brilliant people in chat. Been a great film review this. Looking forward to the footy show tomorrow at 2:00.
He's going to come in talking about football.
So don't forget, hang on, what does Redbird say? I was jinxing my boy. That's why I took away the D9. The case is now lifted. My boy will get a hat-trick tomorrow. Yeah?
Very good.
The D9 is gone, so he's going to get a hat-trick tomorrow. I believed you then, George, if you said Everton.
Yeah, it was a joke.
Love you, Frank and George.
All right, Darryl. Good man.
Well, listen, can I just say, George, you're going to join me in the Vars tomorrow, aren't you, at 2:00?
What time's it on till, Frank?
Oh, don't worry, you can leave any time. It's only on for an hour.
Oh, yeah, I'll pop in, yeah. I'll hop in.
It's only on for an hour. And, we talk about films, we talk about TV series. I ask you, what's a couple of your famous films that you've thoroughly enjoyed. And I give a review of new films, what I've actually seen, and see what you's all
all right,
think.
I'll pop in, Frank.
All right, well, Jason will send you the link. Okay, George?
Okay, I'll get going now then, Frank. Thanks
All
for a
right.
lovely evening. Thanks to everybody that's phoned in. It's been great, as always. Look after
Thanks a lot,
yourself. Keep
George.
well.
See you
Good
tomorrow,
night.
George.
God bless.
Bye-bye. Bye. And it's just me left, and thank you so much. Thank you so much, George, for being on tonight. He's always a great fella. He's so nice and gentle and everything else. But the most, it's you lot out there. That's who should be. That's who I think. George and Frank, best of luck since the two lot. Be pleased with that. JK, get your bloody mic fixed, will you? Top show, bros. You never walk alone. Darryl, you'll have to get a computer or get on your computer because the phone on the mic, it's terrible. The noise is awful. So if you've got a computer, come onto that or a laptop. That's far better than the phone. So until that's sorted, please do it. Try and get your computer to. Try and get your computer on or your laptop or even a tablet will do. Sometimes they're awful as well. Love you, Hank and George. Hank. Love you, Hank and George. This is great. As Norman says, now Frank and George and chat. That's great. The Vars, Stadler and Waldo. Gerrard used to get called that. JK says, George is a very cheerful fella. So good to see. Yeah, absolutely. Brian Ed, sad about Dean Sullivan. Gave us all entertainment over there when needed during the troubles. R.I.P. D. And Darryl says, Jason has put me on Thursday. I got my laptop. Brilliant. Okay, Darryl. Thank you. But anyway, people, I'll have to finish now. Thank you so much for joining me and George tonight. And I'll see you all the football fans. I'll see you all on Thursday. This is post-match and also pre-match, for the weekend. So we can talk about it. Okay. And Stephen Snape, night all. And the Vars says, Dean was a good actor. I know little of us personally. He's a smashing fella, to be honest. Lee, he was a cracking fella. Used to have a berry with him. He used to be on a show as well. He had a Talking Frank show for Radio City. And he used to have me on and two other Franks talking the social issues and whatever. Anyway, that's me for tonight. And I'll see you all, as I said, tomorrow if you fancy it. See? And Soulboy says, how long is the film show, Frank, tomorrow? It's only on for an hour. Soulboy. So just tune in 2:00 tomorrow. Join me, the Vars of Flowers, and George, and put your comments in. What you like, and what kind of films that you liked, what kind of TV series you liked. And this is what we discuss. We do discuss everything just like this. We discuss football on this, and so. As someone said on the comments there before, hey Frank, this is a football show, not a film review. So I'll see you all tomorrow afternoon, and I'll see you all again on Thursday evening. Thank you so much. Love yous. And Snapey says, I'll hold the clapperboard tomorrow. And JK says, good fellas. All right, so see you all, boys. Thank you so much. Love you all, and up the Reds. Up the Reds.